In ancient times, there was a man living in a village who had 4 sons and also owned a horse. When the man died, his sons decided among themselves that they should cut the horse and each take a leg, but they disagreed on how to divide the rest of the horse's body. Since they were all foolish, a person passing by asked them what their disagreement was about. They explained that they couldn't agree on how to divide the rest of the horse. The passerby suggested selling the horse and dividing the money equally among them. The brothers agreed and set out to sell the horse. During their journey, they stopped in a forest for the night. They were exhausted and fell asleep immediately. In the middle of the night, a thief came across them and saw that the men were sleeping soundly. He quietly untied the horse and stole it. When one of the brothers woke up and found the horse missing, he quickly woke the others and told them their horse had been stolen. One brother, stretching, said, "Go back to sleep. It must have been taken by Ramzan Khan. We'll deal with it in the morning." The next morning, the 4 brothers set out to find the horse. On the way, they saw camel tracks and discussed them. One brother said they were tracks of a male camel. Another said the camel seemed blind in one eye, and another commented that the camel had broken its leg and escaped. A passerby then asked if they had seen any camels. The brothers described the camel they had seen, but told him they hadn't seen the camel he was looking for. The passerby, seeing they had detailed knowledge about the camel, decided to take them to the king to resolve the matter. They reached the king's court and presented their case. The camel owner said these men had given accurate information about his missing camel but now claimed they hadn't seen it. The wife of another man had also gone missing, and the brothers had correctly described her but now denied seeing her. The king asked the brothers if they had anything to say. They explained that Ramzan Khan had stolen their horse. Ramzan Khan denied the accusation and said he knew nothing about the stolen horse. The king decided to test the brothers' claim of having knowledge of the unseen. He hid a pomegranate in a box and asked the brothers to identify what was inside. Each brother gave different descriptions of the pomegranate, but only the 4th brother correctly identified it as a pomegranate. The king was convinced that the brothers indeed had some knowledge of the unseen and instructed Ramzan Khan to either return the horse or pay its value. The brothers bought sheep and goats with the money and headed back to their village. They stopped in a forest where they were exhausted and fell asleep. When one brother woke up, he saw a young goat on a small tree and the sheep chewing cud. He warned his brothers that the goats were breaking sticks and the sheep were conspiring against them. The brothers fled, leaving the sheep and goats behind. One brother threw a stone at a pursuing goat and said they should escape quickly. Eventually, they got tired and breathless. A horse rider asked them what was wrong. They explained that their goats were breaking sticks and the sheep were plotting against them. The rider offered to help, and while counting them, he discovered that one brother was missing. The brothers, realizing their mistake, agreed to become the rider's servants in exchange for his help. The rider took them to his home, where he assigned them various tasks. One brother was supposed to swat flies from the rider's sick mother. He ended up killing the mother by hitting her with a stick. Another brother, in charge of feeding oxen, slaughtered them. A third brother, responsible for harvesting wheat, burned the entire crop. The 4th brother, tasked with taking care of the sheep, left them to be eaten by wolves. When the rider returned home, he found his mother dead, the oxen slaughtered, the wheat burned, and the sheep eaten. He was furious with the brothers and said they had caused so much damage that his future generations would remember them. He forgave them but ordered them to dig a grave. The brothers dug a grave but made it too large, so the rider became suspicious and questioned them. Eventually, they brought an old woman to the grave, mistakenly thinking she was the rider's mother. The rider, realizing what had happened, apologized to the old woman and told her to go home. He then set out to find his mother's body himself and eventually located it. The rider, fed up with the 4 foolish brothers, forced them out of his home and sent them away.